Alrighty, we have a recap for Thursday, July 30th. Really crazy day in a way, right? 1,200 point rally. Crazy. Also, we left a perfect flat body low with the previous day low, like equal lows, perfectly off the open of the candle, and then we never looked back, which is also something I've never seen before, to be honest. I'm just quickly gonna get rid of the overnight price action because we don't need that here. Yeah, so what happened yesterday? Obviously we had that. This was FOMC, right? I don't think this part was in yesterday's recap, but after we had that initial FOMC pump clearing out some buy side, we dumped hard. And then yesterday overnight, right, we opened perfectly at the lows here. Instantly start going higher, retrace into the London session, and then end of London / going into New York, we start our run higher. Now honestly, I was looking to probably short going into New York. Now that I, in the morning when I saw this kind of formation of the lows with that flat body, opening being an equal low, and then how we were crawling higher slowly. But after 9:30 and 9:45, with this big displacement, I gave it up shorts basically because we were 1,000 points away from that, and there's no way we're gonna go 1,000 points higher and 1,000 points lower in one day. And I mean, yeah, other than that, there wasn't too much to even do yesterday. And there were a few setups that I think I did well not to take. And then there was one setup that I did take, which basically revolves around the relative equal high we put in here. And then we retrace to the hourly internal. We had 15-minute SMT in that hourly internal. And then I was looking for the internal external move, which obviously at the end we ended up getting right there. Okay, so what was the SMT? I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, as you can see, ES here, way more bearish on this retrace. YM, even more bearish. So, I mean, you can kind of pick and choose your SMT. In a way. So, yeah. I guess you could say there was 15-minute SMT with YM like this, or 15-minute SMT with ES at this fair value gap. There was both, basically. But yeah, I'm just going to stick with the ES SMT. So we tapped the hourly gap, right, while we were in this 15-minute gap with 15-minute SMT, like this, I think. And then I was looking for a reversal. Simple as that, honestly. There's not much more to it. But getting into the rest of the day, kind of, there was a potential short that looked enticing here at 950. But we still had buy side above. And when I'm talking about the short, I mean this as a order block, right? But we had buy side above, and we also had a 15-minute fair value gap. I believe that formed around this low, and ES tapped it, and NQ didn't. And I was actually in this trade initially because I thought we had just taken out previous day high, I'm pretty sure, and we got that potential reversal. So I was like, okay, it's worth a shot. And when we got this 15-minute SMT, technically against my rules, but at the same time, the setup wasn't the setup of all time. So I closed the trade at break even. Ended up being basically the right call. I think maybe I shouldn't even have taken it in the first place because we did still have like hard time frame buy side up here that we hadn't taken yet, but you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, so we rally one more time and then we end up getting a decent sell-off, which ends us in the hourly FEG, and we have this setup forming. Yeah, and then, I mean, does this not look like it's all you friggin' need? It basically does. It looks, I mean, this is like a very clean setup, hourly gap, 15-minute gap. We have these nice relative equal highs up here that are a relative equal high with a high time frame buy side pool up here. Hourly internal, 15-minute internal, 50-minute SMT, nice displacement above, retrace basically to EQ of the displace, right, and the breaker and the unicorn and all of that, everything, and then we get displacement instantly up 1R after 2 candles basically. And at this point, because usually when I'm in trades, I just set alert at TP and stop loss and walk away. And this was the last I saw. Like, we were basically maybe a little lower still, like we were forming this candle, but it was already pretty bullish. I was like, dang, this trade looks fire. So I set those alerts fully expecting to you know, get some TP alerts. To my surprise, quickly after we got a different kind of alert. So yeah, that was definitely kind of surprising to me, to be honest. Obviously, like, the probabilities will play out, but this was like a very nice setup, and I can't even complain or say anything bad about taking it. This was, yeah, perfect setup. I'm gonna take that anytime. And the framework for the setup was even right, like we wicked a little more than what would have been best for me, but then we end up getting that hourly internal external, and from there we've been pushing higher overnight as well. Now that I went into replay and back out of replay, the overnight stuff is back, but I mean, it doesn't matter because we're on the 1 minute chart now. So yeah, that was that. What else? Unfortunately, like, any of these SMRs here, while also being super choppy, they're all like in the middle of the hour, so nothing to do with the macro there. 1150 macro was just chop. 1250 was just chop. 150, there could have been like a potential short here, but we had the hourly external and we were clearly delivering, so I wasn't interested in shorting anything. Yeah, so we ended the day down 1R off this. Very unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? I thought, you know, good execution on my part today, or yesterday, for that matter. But yeah, just unfortunate. I think price action for my model has just been very stinky. This past month, basically. I mean, it's set up to be my first losing month this year. So we've had 2 break-even months and then 4 winning months, and now we got a losing month. Yeah, interesting that the first month after my payout is just instantly a losing month, you know what I'm saying? Damper the overconfidence real quick. But yeah, that's just what it is, I guess. You know, what are you gonna do? I mean, I think if we execute like we did today, like these kind of setups, and we stick to our rules like we did today, you know, we'll be fine in the long run. And the short-term kind of like variance of losses will be offset by a short-term run of wins at some point. So yeah, we can just kind of sit back and stick with it. We'll probably be very fine here. So I'd say no reason to worry. A losing month is only natural, right? Same way a losing week happens. A losing month can happen as well. That's all good and true. I think again a little unfortunate this month. Like the RR could have been skewed a little more in my favor, with some slightly better execution on some days, and also just a little bit of luck, to be honest, with like some of the closes or whatever, or like frameworks that don't get filled that then always delivered. Obviously, if they don't get filled, they have to deliver. That only makes sense, but still, like there were a lot of trades where the framework was there, I set my limit, and my limit just doesn't get filled. I'd say more than in most other months, and I feel like if all those trades had been, then it would have been fine. But yeah, that's just how it goes. So anyway, we have one more day left in the month, which is Friday. So we'll see what we can do. But yeah, that's that.